If your penis no longer gets hard the way it used to, if your energy feels constantly drained, if you find yourself pulling away from intimacy, not because you want to, but because your body simply isn't responding the way it once did, then I need you to hear this. It may not be aging. It may be something far simpler and far more fixable. A deficiency in 3 specific vitamins that your body has been silently crying out for. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, a men's health specialist with over 3 decades of experience helping men over 60 reclaim the energy, vitality, and sexual confidence they believed was gone for good. And here is what most doctors won't tell you. Many older men aren't lacking desire. They're lacking circulation, stamina, and hormone support. And in the majority of cases, the solution doesn't start in a pharmacy. It starts in your kitchen. Today, I'll show you exactly which 3 vitamins every man over 60 should be taking and how they can help restore natural erections, boost testosterone, and bring your energy back to life. Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll also reveal the most dangerous mistake men make when taking these vitamins and exactly how to avoid it starting tonight. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another vital health tip designed specifically for men over 60. And if this message speaks to you today, type the number 1 in the comments below. If it doesn't, type 0 and let me know how I can make this content even more helpful for you. All right, let's get straight to it, starting with the first and most overlooked key to restoring blood flow and natural erections in men over 60. It's something your body used to produce effortlessly, especially when you spent time outdoors. But as you age, levels drop sharply, and so does your circulation, your energy, and your performance. I'm talking about vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin. But for you, it may just be the foundation for getting your strength and confidence back. Let me explain exactly why. 1. Vitamin D. The circulation spark plug. I still remember the first time I sat across from a 67-year-old man named Paul. He was sharp, thoughtful, and deeply frustrated. "Doc," he said, "I still want to be close to my wife, but my body just won't cooperate anymore." That quiet confession is one I've heard from hundreds of men over the course of my career. And more often than not, the starting point to getting that spark back isn't some miracle drug. It's vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of the most underestimated nutrients when it comes to men's health after 60. We tend to think of it as just something you absorb from sunlight, something children need for strong bones. But in reality, vitamin D plays a direct and powerful role in male performance. It is the very switch that helps your blood vessels open up and deliver oxygen-rich blood throughout your entire body, including to the areas that define your masculinity. Without it, circulation slows, energy drops, and intimacy becomes far more difficult than it ever needs to be. Over 40% of older adults are clinically deficient in vitamin D. I'm talking about good men, men who exercise, eat reasonably well, and still find themselves asking, "Why don't I feel like myself anymore?" When your vitamin D is low, your body produces less nitric oxide, a molecule that is absolutely essential for healthy blood flow and sexual performance. And this isn't just about sex. It's about stamina, mental clarity, and the deep sense of confidence that comes from feeling physically capable. The good news is that correcting a deficiency doesn't require complicated interventions. 15 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight, eating more salmon, tuna, or fortified dairy products, and supplementing with a high-quality vitamin D3 can radically shift how your body performs. I've seen patients who could barely complete a short walk around their neighborhood suddenly feel energized, motivated, and genuinely reconnected to their partners again. This isn't theory. This is biochemistry. And it is one of the simplest pathways available to help you reclaim your strength. But as powerful as vitamin D is, it can only take you so far. Because even when your blood is flowing well, your body still needs the raw energy to move it, sustain it, and convert it into real action. That's where our second vitamin steps in. And if you've ever felt persistently tired for no clear reason, it may be the single most important key to unlocking the energy you've been missing. 2. Vitamin B12, the energy generator. A few years ago, I had a patient named Robert. He was 72, a retired firefighter and a proud grandfather. But beneath his strong exterior, he looked completely worn out. He told me, "Doc, I sleep 8 hours a night. I eat my meals. But I still feel like I'm dragging through every single day. My brain is foggy. My body is tired. And when it's time to be close with my wife, I just don't have it in me." His story stayed with me because it was so common and so easily missed. What Robert was describing was a textbook presentation of vitamin B12 deficiency, something I see in a remarkable number of men over 60. This vitamin is absolutely critical to energy production at the cellular level. Without adequate B12, your body cannot properly convert the food you eat into usable energy. It doesn't matter how well you eat or how many hours you sleep, without enough B12, your entire system runs on empty. It also plays an essential role in the formation of red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles, your brain, and yes, your sexual organs. When those cells are insufficient or poorly formed, everything slows down. Your stamina fades, your mental focus dulls. You may begin to feel disconnected from the very things and people that once excited and energized you. And here is the part that most men don't realize. As you age, your body's ability to absorb B12 from the food you eat declines significantly. Even if you're regularly consuming meat, eggs, and dairy, it may no longer be enough. That is precisely why so many older men feel chronically tired, physically weak, or persistently foggy, even when all their standard lab markers look perfectly normal on paper. The solution, however, can be surprisingly straightforward. Increasing B12 through high-quality supplementation, or in some cases through doctor-administered injections, can dramatically restore mental clarity, physical stamina, and that genuine sense of being fully awake and present in your own life. I have watched men go from dozing off in the early afternoon to hiking with their grandchildren, laughing freely, and showing up with full energy for the people they love, all from correcting a nutritional deficiency they never even knew they had. But energy alone is not the complete picture. Your body also needs protection, something that actively strengthens blood vessels, reduces the chronic inflammation that silently damages your system, and supports the very hormones that define masculinity. That is where the third vitamin comes in. It is often referred to as the fertility vitamin, but its impact on aging men extends far beyond reproduction. Without it, your testosterone and your circulation may already be quietly slipping. Let's take a closer look. 3. Vitamin E. The fertility defender, I remember a conversation with James, a 70-year-old retired pilot who came into my clinic feeling frustrated and genuinely confused. He looked at me across the desk and said, "Doc, I eat well. I exercise regularly. I'm doing everything right, or at least I think I am. But lately I feel completely off. My drive is down. I'm not bouncing back the way I used to. And honestly, I just don't feel like myself anymore." That last part hit me deeply. Because James wasn't lazy or careless. He was disciplined, proud of his health, and fully committed to doing the right things. But he was missing something that even most well-intentioned doctors rarely discuss: vitamin E. Vitamin E is not simply a fertility supplement or a skincare nutrient. It is a genuine powerhouse when it comes to male health, particularly for men over 60. This vitamin is a natural and highly effective antioxidant, meaning it actively combats the oxidative stress and chronic low-grade inflammation that silently damage your blood vessels, disrupt your hormones, and erode your reproductive health as the years pass. When inflammation accumulates unchecked, blood flow weakens, testosterone levels dip, and energy begins to crash. It is not dramatic or sudden. It is slow and constant. And without ever realizing it, men like James begin to lose their edge, quietly, gradually, and without a clear explanation. What makes vitamin E so uniquely important for aging men is its ability to maintain the flexibility of your blood vessels and preserve the strength of your circulation. Erections are not purely a matter of arousal, they are a matter of blood flow. When blood cannot reach where it needs to go, performance suffers. It is that direct and that simple. But the benefits of vitamin E don't stop there. It also helps your body produce testosterone more efficiently. And after 60, that matters more than most men have ever been told. Low testosterone doesn't only affect what happens in the bedroom. It affects your mood, your motivation, your energy, your sense of drive, and your fundamental sense of purpose. The good news is that restoring vitamin E is both easy and natural. Almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, and leafy green vegetables like spinach and Swiss chard are all excellent sources. Or, if needed, a high-quality natural vitamin E supplement can help fill the nutritional gaps your diet may be leaving behind. I've seen men like James return to my office months later with a quiet smile on their faces, sharper, stronger, more grounded, and genuinely reconnected to their lives and their relationships. That transformation is real, and it is available to you. Now, you might be wondering, what happens when you bring all three of these vitamins together? Is there a way they interact and amplify each other's effects? The answer is yes, and powerfully so. When used correctly and consistently. These three nutrients can create a ripple effect that transforms not just your energy levels or your erections, but your entire experience of growing older. 4. Why these three vitamins work better together years ago? I had a patient named Walter. He was 68, a retired high school coach who had always taken pride in staying active and mentally sharp. He had been taking vitamin D for some time. Then he added B12 after noticing persistent fatigue. And eventually he began including vitamin E after I explained its specific role in testosterone support and vascular health. But it wasn't until he began taking all three consistently and in the right amounts that something truly clicked into place. I remember him walking into my office one afternoon, grinning broadly and saying, "Doc, I don't know what you did, but I feel like I've got an entirely new engine." That is the power of nutritional synergy. These vitamins don't simply work in isolation. They support and actively amplify each other's effects. Vitamin D improves circulation by stimulating nitric oxide production, opening the pathways for blood to flow freely. Vitamin B12 increases red blood cell production, enabling oxygen to travel efficiently through that improved circulation. And vitamin E protects and nourishes the blood vessel walls that carry it all, while simultaneously helping regulate the testosterone that fuels your energy, your drive, and your sense of vitality. Individually, each of these vitamins plays a meaningful role, but together, they form what I call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, and hormonal support working in genuine harmony. This synergy becomes especially critical as you age because your body no longer recovers and adapts the way it once did. Nutrient absorption slows, inflammation accumulates, recovery takes longer, and a single missing piece can quietly throw the entire system off balance. But when you bring these three together in a consistent, balanced routine, your body begins to remember how it used to feel. You may find yourself waking up more rested and refreshed. Your thinking may feel clearer. Your physical responsiveness may return. And with it, a deep, quiet sense of confidence, the kind that no prescription can manufacture and no supplement alone can create. It comes from your body functioning the way it was designed to function. Walter was not an exception. I have witnessed this same transformation in countless men who take these nutrients seriously and make them a genuine, daily part of their lives. But here is the honest truth. Most men never experience these benefits. And the reason is not a lack of effort. It is a single, very common mistake that quietly cancels out every step of progress they are trying to make. 5. The number one mistake most men make one morning. A man named Gerald walked into my office carrying a plastic grocery bag full of supplement bottles. He was 74, thoughtful, well-read, and clearly making a genuine effort to take control of his health. He set the bottles out across my desk and looked at me with a mix of exhaustion and confusion. "Doc," he said, "I've been taking all of these for months, but I still feel tired, my mind is foggy, and honestly, nothing is improving down there." I could hear the disappointment in his voice. And I have heard it far too many times from men who deserve better guidance long before they walk through my door. The biggest mistake men make, especially men over 60, is assuming that simply taking supplements is enough. They purchase inexpensive synthetic versions from discount stores or online retailers, operating under the belief that all vitamins are essentially the same. But they are not. The specific form, the quality, and the dosage of a vitamin determine whether your body actually absorbs and utilizes it, or simply flushes it away without ever receiving any benefit. Take vitamin B12 as a clear example. The majority of generic supplement brands use a form called cyanocobalamin, which many older men cannot properly convert into usable energy at the cellular level. What you need instead is methylcobalamin, the active, bioavailable form your body can directly put to work. The same principle applies to vitamin D. D2 is cheaper and far more common, but it is significantly less effective than D3 for raising your body's actual vitamin D levels. And with vitamin E, many synthetic supplement forms lack the full spectrum of compounds your body needs to properly support testosterone production and vascular health. There is also a second, equally important mistake: inconsistency. Taking a vitamin once or twice a week when you happen to remember is never going to create the lasting change you are hoping for. Your body thrives on rhythm and regularity. It needs steady, reliable support to rebuild energy reserves, restore healthy blood flow, and rebalance your hormones. This is not about chasing a quick fix. It is about building a daily nutritional foundation that your body can depend on. When Gerald made the switch to higher quality, bioavailable forms and committed to taking them every day with intention and consistency, the difference was dramatic. Within a single month, he told me he was sleeping more deeply, waking up feeling genuinely energized, and, in his own words, feeling like a man again. That change didn't come from trying harder. It came from finally doing it right. Now that you understand both what works and what to avoid, the next step is bringing it all together into a practical, realistic plan. Because knowing the right vitamins is only half the equation. The other half is building a daily routine you can actually sustain, starting immediately. 6. Your daily vitality routine. When I work with older men, one of the first things they ask me, often with a combination of genuine hope and understandable hesitation, is this: "Doc, just tell me what to do each day. I don't need complicated, I just need something that actually works." That question earns my deep respect. Because at this stage of life, most men are not looking for fads, trends, or gimmicks. They want clarity, simplicity, and a straightforward plan that helps them feel strong and capable again. So let me tell you about Frank, a 66-year-old former carpenter who came to me after months of struggling with low energy, disrupted sleep, and quietly fading confidence in the bedroom. We didn't overhaul his entire life. We didn't create an overwhelming protocol. We built a simple, powerful daily routine around the 3 vitamins we've been discussing throughout this video. And that routine changed everything. Each morning, Frank would start his day with a full glass of water alongside his B12 supplement, taken together with a protein-rich breakfast to support absorption. After breakfast, he would take a short walk outside, just 15 to 20 minutes in the natural morning sunlight, to stimulate his body's own vitamin D production. On cloudy days, or during winter months when sunlight was limited, he relied on a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement taken with his first meal of the day. A small handful of almonds or sunflower seeds gave him his daily vitamin E. A drizzle of extra virgin olive oil over his lunchtime salad added another reliable natural source. That was the entire routine. No extremes, no overwhelm, just small, deliberate, consistent choices made every single day. Within just a few weeks, Frank reported having noticeably more energy to engage with his grandchildren. He felt renewed interest in being physically close with his wife, and a quiet, steady confidence, one that had slowly and almost invisibly slipped away over the years, began to return. He felt like himself again. Not a younger version of himself, but something perhaps even better. A stronger, more grounded, more present version of the man he had always been. The truth is, You do not need a dozen different pills or a complicated protocol to feel better. What you need is a steady daily rhythm, the right nutrients in the right bioavailable forms, and a personal commitment rooted in the belief that you are still in full control of your health, because you are. Conclusion, it is not too late if you have made it this far. I want to take a moment to speak to you, not strictly as your doctor, but as someone who has spent over 30 years sitting across from men just like you. Men who have lived full, meaningful lives. Men who have worked hard, raised families, built legacies, and contributed something real to the world around them. Men who now find themselves quietly asking, why doesn't my body feel like it used to? That question is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are still fighting, still searching for the strength, the energy, and the sense of connection that make life feel genuinely meaningful. And that spirit, that refusal to simply accept decline, is something I deeply admire and deeply respect. We've covered 3 essential vitamins today. Vitamin D, the circulation spark plug that helps open your blood vessels and restore healthy blood flow to the areas that matter most. Vitamin B12, the energy generator that fuels your brain, your muscles, and your physical endurance. And vitamin E, the fertility defender that protects your cardiovascular system, actively supports testosterone production and keeps your entire body operating the way it was designed to. But the real power doesn't come from simply knowing the names of these vitamins or understanding the science behind them. The real power comes from building them into your daily life, consistently, intentionally, and with care for yourself. These nutrients don't just support your physical body. They support your identity, your confidence, your presence in your relationship, your ability to wake up each morning feeling like the man you know yourself to be. I have seen this transformation unfold in far too many of my patients to have any doubt about it. And I have watched men who were absolutely convinced their best years were entirely behind them discover a second vitality that genuinely changed the course of their lives. So what do you do next? That is entirely up to you. You can take everything you've heard today and let it sit quietly on a mental shelf. Or you can act on it. You can choose to give your body what it has been quietly, persistently asking you for. You can make that morning walk happen. You can take that supplement with real intention. You can say yes, yes to your health, yes to your future, and yes to the man you are still fully capable of being. Because here is what I know without any hesitation or qualification, it is not too late. Not even close. You still have time to feel stronger. You still have time to reconnect with your partner, with your sense of purpose, with your own body. You still have time to be the man you know you are, fully, confidently, and without apology. You took the first step simply by showing up here today. Now, it is time to take the next one. If this video spoke to you, helped you, or gave you something genuinely meaningful to think about, please don't keep it to yourself. Hit the like button so we know this content is making a real difference. Share it with a friend, a brother, or anyone you care about who needs to hear this message. And take a moment to leave a comment below. Let me know what resonated most with you. Or tell me what topic you'd like me to cover next. Your voice shapes this community, and it matters more than you know. If you'd like to support the channel and help us continue creating content for men over 60, consider making a small donation. Every contribution goes directly toward better research, better production, and reaching more men who need this information. You are not simply watching. You are becoming part of a movement, and I am genuinely honored to have you here with me. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Aging does not mean surrendering your strength, your confidence, or your identity. Your body is not broken. It is simply responding to what it has been given or to what it has been missing. When you support your circulation, your energy, and your hormones the right way, your body remembers how to function again. Not through overnight miracles, but through real, lasting, meaningful change. You still have purpose. You still have power. And you still have time. This is Senior Health Support, where we help men take control of their health naturally, intelligently, and with the dignity they deserve. Your best years are not behind you. They are being rebuilt. Starting now, like, subscribe, and join Senior Health Support to stay strong, confident, and in control at every stage of life.